Pink sky in the morning. 3-minute warning. Oh dear. Okay, is everything working? Yes. I'm working, bike is working, brakes are working. Oh, let's get going, shall we? It's a bit chilly. 7 degrees. Yeah, not cold, but cold enough. I know you're going to see me. Anyway, yeah, 7 degrees. Oh, you're going to push through, are you? You're not going to wait just for half a second. Really? Just half a second for the van to come the other way. You're going to overtake in the pinch point. Well done, you. I was about to say how this ride could end. And there's a couple of ways, really. And now there's a third possibility that's come into my head, but it's the one you don't bear thinking about, isn't it? Yeah, I'm staying in the middle of the lane, mate. If you're going to go through, either go the wrong side of the island or just wait for a moment. Well done. It's nearly 7 o'clock in the morning. I mean, you got your 6:30 starters that are late and in a hurry. Yeah, your 7 o'clock starters will start kicking off in a minute. It's going to get busy. But hopefully I'll be a little way out of town by then. Actually, I should have gone down to the beach and along the coast road. Yes, there's several ways that this road, road ride, let's call it that. Yeah, several ways this ride could end today. Obviously, the one I want is the one where I just roll up home, feeling slightly sort of worn out, but not too tired. Having had a nice ride in the sunshine, no rain. This is what we're aiming for, isn't it? This is what we all aim for when we go out on our bikes. Now I have other possibilities. I'm not even sure the video's come out yet, but Julie and I went out for a road ride the weekend. The weekend being Sunday and today is Thursday. And I hit a flint in the road, split the front tyre open. Whoosh. Yeah, it's pretty much instant deflation. It's in the sidewall, so no chance for the sealant to even get in there, really. And yeah, big split, about 10 mil long. So yes, it was a roadside repair, tube in, ride home. It was only about 20 miles from home, so it wasn't too bad. You know, the bike rode just fine once I'd fixed it. I wasn't too worried about it, but by the time I got back, the tyre was gaping. It's a good job it was a TPU tube, really, because I think if it had been a butyl rubber tube, yeah, it would have popped. It would have come out through the sidewall. And a little bit lazy of me, because I do carry a patch to go on the inside of the tyre if needed, but when I pumped it up, it just seemed fine. And it pretty much was. Just a small amount of gape by the time I got home. Yeah, 45 I think I put in. Had to put 60 in to pop the tyre back onto the rim. No sign of gape at the roadside. So I was quite happy. Dropped it down to just below 50 psi for the actual ride. I didn't want to put it under too much pressure. All good, rode home. Actually, I was quite impressed. TPU tube, it felt great. I'll be honest, don't tell anybody this because it'll just kick off in the comments. I couldn't really tell the difference between the TPU tube and tubeless. But like I say, keep that to yourself, otherwise it's all going to kick off, isn't it? So, yeah, I went straight into Primera. I thought sidewall, it's got to be a new tyre, I can't patch that. High pressure, skinny tyre, sidewall. If it's in the tread, it's not so bad, obviously, because it's got a bit of, are we going to get killed? No, I think we're going to get away with it. But it's got strength, hasn't it, in the tread? But yeah, it's sidewall, so. New tyre. They didn't have the exact one I wanted. I like these because the colour of the sidewall matches the bike and all that sort of, you know, it's all BS, isn't it, really? But they had it in the 28, they didn't have it in the 30, which these are. So anyway, supplier's got them in stock, ordered one, fine. It's on the way. It's probably in their shop now, actually, or certainly this morning. They said it'd be Wednesday or Thursday. I suppose it depends on I suppose it depends on what day they put their order in and at what time. So I'm not too worried about that. However, oh no, it's changing, but we're good. Yeah, last night I just looked at the weather and thought, okay, I was going to go and pick the new tyre up this morning, but the weather looks good for tomorrow. Friday looks shocking, wind and rain, what have you. So I think what I'm going to do, I am going to patch it. I'm just going to go out while I got the chance. So I have indeed added in that extra possibility of how the ride is going to end. I don't think it's going to give way. It's really solid. I have put a patch on the inside. And this morning I'm going to follow the train line. Head out into the forest. Yeah, follow the train line out. I think when I get to the furthest point, if nothing's happened, I'm not going to worry too much. I'm just going to come back whichever way I want. We'll see. We'll see what happens. This is definitely a one-off. I'm definitely not going to keep this tyre on here with the patch. Oh, we are changing. This is good. I suppose I could have just slipped across the crossing, couldn't I? But good news is the lights are in my favour over here. This one is always a give way, so you do have to be careful. It's not actually controlled by the main lights. Here we go. I've made it 2¼ miles so far, no problem. It's quite chilly though. I'll say 7 degrees. I am toughing it out. It's the last couple of rides I've overdressed. Been absolutely streaming by the time I get into the ride. Alright, come on mate, where you going? Good, well done. Not getting in my way then. Right, after Mr. Asda. Woohoo! And away we go. So in all the time I've been running tubeless, that is the second time that's happened. First time on the road. And when I say tubeless, I mean running tubeless successfully. There is a period of time back in 2018, 17, 18, where I tried tubeless and it was shocking. I gave up and just never considered it again until this new brand of tyre came out, you know, the Pirelli gravel tyres that I use, and the ultra dynamicos and all that. You know, these tyres were designed for tubeless, and all of a sudden things changed. Right, let's go this way. Yeah, things changed, and since then I have been running tubeless very successfully, I think. I mean, Julie's always been tubeless. There's never been an issue with her bike, just me. And since using the Stan's race day sealant, not Stan's no tubes, but the race day sealant, I've had even better success. I mean, it's just been brilliant. So I don't count those first couple of years. Technology was old for mountain bikers, I know, but you know, in the gravel and road world, it was still new. It didn't work. It was a bit rubbish. Things have improved. So that's only the second time with this newly designed tyres and sealants that's happened to me. Both times I've just been able to put a tube in and just ride on, carry on. The first time was actually up at Highclere Castle, yeah, or wherever it is that they, Highclere House, don't know. Anyway, where they shoot Downton Abbey, north of Winchester somewhere. And I must admit there is a video out there that shows me finishing the last bit of that ride on a flat tyre, because maybe I didn't clear it out well enough, or maybe I just happened to pick up another puncture, I don't know. But everything worked fine until I got back to within a mile of the car, and yeah, the tube gave up. I don't know why. To this day I don't know why. I didn't care, I took it out, threw it away. Can't be trusted, won't be keeping that. Set it up tubeless again, and until this weekend, all good. Yes, I've had to learn a few tricks along the way. A few bits and pieces that make things easier, or seem to work, you know, seem to improve your chances of carrying on. I never understand why people spin up the wheel. If you know where the hole is, put it at the bottom. You know, when you put the air in, it's going to push more sealant in. Squidge it up and down so it gapes and actually opens up and down. You know, it lets the sealant in. Why on earth would you spin up your tyre and put a really thin layer of sealant all the way around, and all the bits that are supposed to go in the big holes are stuck to the outside of the tyre, not necessarily where you want them. And more to the point, if it's spewing, what you're doing is covering your bike in sealant. Yeah, there's no need for that, is there? Anyway, 7 o'clock. I think sunrise is 7:15 at the minute. So I did start the ride with a light at the front. Nearly always have a light at the back, wherever or whenever I'm riding. Maybe not in the height of summer, but I usually have a rear light of some description. Right, car back. What do we got? Let's go. Must get in front before the roundabout. Well, I don't know where Maisie behind thinks she's going. At the moment, I think he's trying to climb into my saddlebag. Anyway, around we go. Well done. Crazy, isn't it? Rush, rush, rush. She won't get there any quicker. It was a she in the end, actually. Well, it looked like it through the window as they went past. They're certainly not going to get there any quicker, are they? Did I hold them up on the bridge? There was nowhere for them to go, was there? But I'm glad I signalled early. Otherwise they might have tried to go round me or do something else that's stupid. Of course, the bypass is shut at the moment here in Christchurch. So that is going to cause traffic to have to come through town. I'll go behind her, of course. But of course, once we're out into Waterditch beyond the railway, everything should settle down, shouldn't it? Well, which way am I going to go today, actually? I might not go that way. I'll make my mind up as I'm going along. I go that way quite a lot, so I can still... Oh my goodness me. Oh, it's a bin lorry. There we go. Bin day. All these poor motorists. They must be absolutely sick. And actually the queue does go all the way up. Yeah, see what we got. Yeah, this is, oh my goodness me, really? Jesus Christ. Wow. Thought he was a goner for sure there, because there's no way the bin man could have seen him really. It just appeared from nowhere, I would have thought. Brake lights are on, so no tail swing. Okay. Yeah, I shouldn't have come this way, should I? That's great. Okay. It's called filtering, it is allowed, so stop kicking off. Go, go, go. Well done, mate. I'm not holding anyone up. They've put the cones out, but of course Mercedes drivers don't worry about things like that. Okay. Plenty of room here, so we'll calm down again. Yeah, car behind jumped it, so just need to be aware of him. That's horrible through there. Won't be using that again. Whether the cars are parked there or not. Around we go. Yeah, good. Yeah, the boy racer in the Fiesta. Just late braking. Yeah, he's practicing his track technique, it's fine. I had every faith in him. So this is Stamp It. Yeah, Stamp It marshes on the right hand side. Car right up behind me. Honestly mate, I got my Psych Plus in my saddlebag, you ain't gonna fit. Yeah, Stamp It. Oh, recreation ground they call it now. When I was a kid it was always Stamp It Marsh. Stamp It Marshes. Go on then, get on with it. I'll assume you can see further around the corner than me. Which of course they could because they're in the middle of the road. Oh, nothing behind. So anyway, yeah, so no sniggering at the back, please. But I have a squeaky helmet. I'm not, no, I'm not. I'm not wearing my aero helmet today. Because, as I said earlier, I've been a little bit overdressed on the last couple of rides. So I thought I'd wear a normal helmet, road helmet, whatever it is. I don't know what the correct terminology is these days. It's a helmet, and yeah, for the added ventilation. It is cold. I did think about the aero helmet, but it's supposed to get into double figures pretty quick. It wasn't supposed to be cloudy, but it is now. It's definitely not supposed to rain, but it's cloudy now. So maybe the sun isn't going to make it as warm as quickly as the weather app suggests. But either way, yeah, we're going to tough it out and then warm up. I have got a neck buff on. I've got some, I've got long bibs. Yeah, a thin, long sleeve undershirt, jersey thing. And my Psychology over the top. Could possibly have done with a gilet or something, but in truth, I don't possess one. And I think it's like everything with layering. You got to stop, haven't you? I'm not going to do that no-handed, take it off while you're riding along thing. Not on the road. I don't really ride with no hands at all. I think mostly because I can do it if I need to, which of course I never need to, so I don't. But being top heavy, very top heavy on the bike, I always feel like I'm pushing my luck, you know. Right, nothing behind me. I'm going to make a right. I think I'm going to go up through High Cliff. Oh dear. Every time I hit a bump or turn my head, the helmet squeaks. Maybe it's time for a new one. I've had this one for a number of years. Not a long time, has to be said. 2 years maybe? Ah, we'll see. It's a flippin' expensive, aren't they? Isn't everything now? You know, there are cheap versions around. I'm not talking about counterfeit. I mean, you know, you can get cheaper equipment. Decathlon's absolutely brilliant for that, obviously. They do their RCR helmets. Yeah. Sort of mid-range weight. Well thought out, obviously. Brand new design to go with the RCR bikes and, you know, road team. Yeah, I have got my decathlon trainers, let's call them. The mountain bike shoes, but they're effectively trainers with SPDs on. They're very soft, easy to walk. I would happily walk a lot of miles in these. Because they are just like normal shoes, so none of this solid sole pedalling efficiency today, I'm afraid. I know, shocker, isn't it? Actually going out on a road bike and not being as efficient as possible. Yeah, tyres, for obvious reasons, or the one at the front anyway, it's on slightly lower PSI, just so I'm not pushing my luck too much. Again, built-in inefficiency. I've even got a tube in there. I know, some would suggest there's not much in it between TPU and tubeless. All I would say about that is, from a speed point of view, there might not be. But I'm quite confident with tubeless, so I'll stick with it. What I don't know is whether or not these TPU tubes are fixable at the side of the road. Now, I do carry one, so I don't have to worry about having to fix a puncture at the side of the road. I can just change the tube. But you know, on that day, you know the one, that day when you get a puncture every 300 yards, and no matter what you do, you can't find what's causing it. Yeah, would I be able to fix it at the side of the road? So it's only really because I've had lack of practice and experience with them that I stick with tubeless. Anyway, I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'm riding my bike. I've got a tube in the front tyre. I can live with that. Because what's the alternative? That's right. Sitting at home, being sedentary, or worse still, using the rowing machine. But yeah, I will use the rowing machine through the winter. It's quite a good one. I mean, it's cheap. It's not a water one. It's a magnet one, but I guess I'm always looking for fat burning exercise, so I'm quite happy to sit on it and just spend some time stroking away. Again, stop sniggering at the back. And just burning some extra calories. When I go out on the road bike, I don't think my road rides are of any use whatsoever to fitness. I'm always in zone 3 or 4, even though I try to stick to zone 2. I'm always pretty battered by the time I get home. And because I don't really ride every day anymore, it does take me longer to get over it somehow, which is weird, isn't it? Right, nothing behind. Will we catch the lights? Yeah. I don't usually come along here. It's a very busy road, really. Highcliffe is not known for the quality of driver. Let's just say there's a lot of octogenarians around here. That said, I think that was probably when I used to live here. It was a place to retire to. But these days I think it still is, but of course everybody's retiring a bit earlier now, it seems. So maybe driving standards are improving. £7:20. Right, let's head for Gore Road, shall we? Oh, well done, mate. I'll turn off here at the Chewton Glen. Yeah, that should quieten things down a bit. Yeah, posh hotel. A couple of grand a night if you want. Tree houses. Yeah, I think they're more than a couple of grand a night. Not sure how many they sleep though, so maybe 6. Not so bad then, is it? Split the cost. It's a different world, isn't it? It's a different world. Okay, I wonder if the roadworks are still here. You would hope they'd be done by now, wouldn't you? I mean, it has been months and months. No signs. It must be clear by now, surely. Bumps! Right. Yeah, stop short of the line. He's got a trailer on, hasn't he? Give him room. Bloody hell. Yeah, no, yeah, let's just go. One of the things I really like about these shoes actually is that if you miss the pedal, because they've got a proper trainer sole, they just grip. It doesn't matter where you hit the pedal on your foot, they just grip. Of course, road shoes, you've got to be pretty precise, haven't you? Otherwise they just slide straight off. You crash down on the crossbar. That's it. You contemplate mass murder for a second. Oh dear. Yeah, some of you will get that reference. But anyway. Go through Sten Lane, get out into the forest, shall we? I'd say making up as I go along, really. I could head down towards Lymington, but what's going on? Yeah, I could have gone through New Milton there, head towards Lymington, but honestly, this time of day, even on the back road, it'll be busy. And it's as bumpy as you like as well. Now I'm guessing, hoping, that because the Christchurch bypass is shut, more people will be commuting on bike. Because if you've got to leave half an hour earlier or an hour earlier to get to work and sit in your car in a queue, then you might as well leave 15 minutes earlier and take your bike. We'll see. I had some counsellor on YouTube or Facebook or somewhere doing a, oh, we're sorry, but we had to do it, blah, 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 blah. You know, you shouldn't be doing that. It's simple. Roadworks is a fact of life. Just get on and do it. Make sure it's done in a timely manner. And don't be going out there pandering to all the people that are complaining. You just G them up, makes them worse. I don't know what it is about this world we live in at the minute. I'm all for transparency, but yeah, sometimes just shut up and get on with it. Because, you know, a month after it's finished, everyone will have forgotten. Woo-wee. Yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, these road rides. I don't think they do me any good, to be honest. Well, I'm never absolutely hammering it, but I'm never going slow enough for zone 2 and fat burning. So I'm not quite sure if I'm getting anything out of them other than getting tired and feeling wasted the next day, because of course I'm losing weight, and I am losing weight now, so I'm always in a calorie deficit, which is not ideal, is it, when you're battered? Ideally you want to be eating lots, don't you, to recover, obviously not too much, and a balance of different things, but I think because my main focus is weight loss, I'm not doing that properly. Chaz is telling me you really should be having this, that and whatever, you know, to build up your glycogen stores again and to aid sleep, and but I find it very difficult to actually do it because I feel like I'm throwing away the hard work, as it were. And for me, the hard work is keeping my eating under control. Now, of course, some of you will remember back in the 80s, was it? You know, the lovely Coca-Cola company. Who care about overweight people, obviously, being the vast amount of their customers, let's be honest. They produced a wondrous drink that even fat people like me could drink. That's right, Diet Coke. 0 calorie, tasted like the real thing almost. Yeah. Now, I don't know if it's changed since then, but so far in my weight loss journey, I believe you have to call it these days, yeah, I actually had cravings the other day for sweet things. The only thing that I changed in what I'm eating and drinking was Diet Coke. I had a bottle of Diet Coke because it was on offer. I don't drink beer. Julie sometimes has wine in the evenings. I just wanted something different. And yeah, that was a disaster. Well, no, it wasn't, because I did control myself. I dealt with it. It was fine in the end. However, I now have another 2 litre bottle of Diet Coke at home that I can't touch. It is quite obvious, and I have looked this up since, and there is science to back it up. It's quite obvious that just the taste of something sweet was enough to trigger my body to release insulin and create a sugar spike that wasn't there, if you like. Obviously, the body's going, oh, sweet stuff on the way, have some insulin for the sugar spike. Didn't happen. Of course, yeah, that evening, the whole of the next day, just craving. Yeah, I did go through my 2,000 allowance. However, with my guardrails that I have in place, I did burn extra calories to offset it. It took me a full, well, probably nearly 2 days to beat that. It really did. Yeah, 2 whole days for the sake of a few glasses of pop. I mean, crazy, isn't it? Yeah, so be careful. Don't think you can just drink diet drinks, job done. Losing weight is hard. Okay, don't make it harder for yourself. Don't think you deserve the treat, so I'll have this, because that's where it all starts to fall apart. And what are you really getting out of that? You're not getting any sugar, you're not getting any nutrients. Yeah. So I'm afraid I had to be quite, I don't know what's the word, stoic, if you like, about it. Yeah, keep myself calm, don't panic, spread out, you know, some carbohydrate food mixed with protein and fats just to curb any kind of spike, but just give myself something to use up the insulin and just bring myself down gradually. Let's say that took 2 days. I seem to be back on the straight and narrow now. I mean, I say that. I've just put a sourdough loaf in the freezer, all sliced up, ready to go. And before I came out this morning, I did have poached egg on toast. But you know, the fats, I made sure there's butter on the toast. So the fats in the egg yolk and the proteins, the fats in the butter will dull the sensation of the carbohydrates in the butter, in the bread. It's also was a rye bread. I actually gave Chaz the choice. I sent him the packet and said which one. He chose the rye bread. And I have to say it was very nice. Just one slice, 70 grams. Yeah, 2 eggs. Yeah, perfect. And I know I'm on my bike, so I'm distracted, but I'm not feeling low on energy or like I'm desperate for a kick. So I think at the moment I'm not doing too bad. I might stop in Brockenhurst and get a coffee. Always fast down there, always slow up here. Gotta stick to the road today. Most of the traffic up here turns off, cuts through towards Lymington. It's a bit more of a main road into Brockenhurst that way, so we'll take the slightly quieter route, hopefully. Come on, they're turning. Shame I had to stop there. Straight into an uphill on a corner. Did well. Taking the piss slightly, maybe. Yeah, so I don't know how many miles egg on toast is so far. I feel fine. Right, here we go. You'll see the camera. Well, you'll see the bike wobbling around. It's not actually the bike, it's the camera. I still haven't lost enough around my middle that my thighs don't push my stomach around, which of course makes the camera do this, which on the screen makes it look like I'm doing that. Come on, Sud, where are you? Trying. It is trying. Not quite doing it though, is it? You probably can't see them, but there's the chimneys of Fawley refinery on Southampton Water. Pretty good vantage point from up here. Not the highest place in the forest, but not a bad vantage point all the same. Yeah, so running into Brockenhurst, that's my next station. We've sort of been past Highcliffe, well, Hinton Admiral as it is, Christchurch obviously. New Milton, we were pretty close to the New Milton station, and Brockenhurst is the next one. So we're sort of zigzagging the main line to London at the minute. Woo-wee! Nothing behind. Hole on the corner here, so good to get out. Right, over the top, down into town. Nothing behind still. No, all clear still. Come on, white van man. Perfect. There you go. Brockenhurst town sign. Well, we definitely chose the right road. Nothing behind. Only a couple of vehicles overtook us, didn't they? Yeah, we did all right there. Bit of a blast down into Brockenhurst. That downhill and the snaking through the trees there, very encouraging. Still a bit early actually, none of the cafes will be open. Let's go. Yeah, we'll keep going for a minute. It's a bit cold as well. I'm not going to stop just for the sake of it. I don't know what sort of mileage I'm up for today. I've got a few things I do need to get home for, but just at the minute I'm quite happy to keep pedalling, see how I feel. Probably go up to Boulderwood, round to the Red Chute, Ringwood. We'll see. We'll see. Does mean we get to go down Ornamental Drive. Just always spectacular. What are we on? 10 to 8. Yeah, crossing the A35 might be a bit dicey, but there's always a gap eventually. Yeah, so let's do that. Let's do this too. I always forget. No, I'm quite... It's going to be cold through the next bit. It always is. But hopefully once we get back in the trees, it won't be too bad. Right, car back to front. Wonderful. Morning. I noticed that a lot of Audax riders don't wear helmets, do they? They just wear a cap. Nice. Pictures of the bike, yeah. Nice. Oh yes. Okay, Whitefield Moor. This is effectively the start of Ornamental Drive, but it actually takes a sharp right up near the entrance to Rhinefield House, and that's where Ornamental Drive proper sort of starts. Bloody hell, it's freezing through here. Yeah, I remember those days. Photo shoots out in the cold. Of course, when you're taking photos, all you're really doing is standing around or laying down or sitting down, or you're not really doing anything to get the blood pumping. Yeah. For somebody who didn't feel the cold, photo shoots and video shoots outdoors, yeah, I felt those. That's for sure. Luckily, I have a fantastic wife who for many years now has enjoyed the benefits of hand warmers and such items. So I did have solutions, let's say. I thought if I pedal a bit harder, I'll warm up. Yeah, it's not working. Right, nothing behind. I keep looking at the sidewall of the tyre. I can't see anything bulging, or everything looks smooth as it's going past the edge of the wahoo. So I think we're good. Right, here we are. Right, Rhinefield house entrance on the left, and into Ornamental Drive. Weak bridge, but I don't think that's a concern for me these days. Hole. Right, there's a car behind me. And it is very rough on the verge here, so they might have to wait just for a minute. Oh no, they've gone in the car park, we're all good. Look at these. It's fabulous, isn't it? Huge trees. I think they're redwoods. I'm not sure that they're the same as the giant redwoods you get in California, but I think they are a type of redwood. Autumn colours. All the fern and the bracken, it's all changed colour now. Little spots of green, as you can see here and there, but it's undercover here. A little bit warmer maybe. Up on the tops, out in the open, everything's dark brown. It's properly changed. Christmas trees there, side the road. I do love it through here. It's one of those places where it's nice to look up. I don't want to be, you know, looking down at the wahoo, chewing the stem, trying to go as fast as possible, not through here, because it is just fantastic. No, we're all good still. Got the road to ourselves. Okay. A35, switch on again, be ready, anything can happen. We definitely want a good gear because we can't muck about here. Yeah, that one will do, so I'm going to have to go from standstill probably. Yeah. Always stay back from the line. Be amazed how many cars actually go across that line. Oh, I can't actually see. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, we're good. This is actually a continuation of Ornamental Drive. I think it's Ornamental Drive all the way up to Boulderwood. But I noticed the signs back there call it Rhinefield Ornamental Drive, so maybe one side of the road is named slightly differently, just to differentiate them. That would make sense because I use the word differently. But it just shows, doesn't it, how long the drives were into these houses. It's like the drive into Camford Magna, you know, several miles. And this is quite obviously the same. I mean, the A35 wouldn't have existed. That would have been built later. So this would have been the driveway into the house, and of course these grounds would have been hunting grounds, no doubt. But we live in a very fortunate time, don't we? Where we have public access to a lot of places that, you know, the generations before us wouldn't have had access to. Well, certainly pre-World War II anyway. And of course these days, well, back then of course leisure wasn't quite the thing it is today, is it? I mean, these days we go to work so we can enjoy our leisure. In those days they went to work so they could eat and survive. It's a bit different, isn't it? Oh man. Yeah, a little bit different, isn't it? That's better. Woosons. Woosons. There's a cameraman walking through the woods there with his tripod. Dog walkers walk through the woods with their dogs. Yeah, every time there's a meeting of the Agisters, it's cyclists that are going off the path. It's cyclists that are breaking down birds' nests. It's cyclists that are... You get the picture. A lot of people walk and just go off. Their dogs go tumbling through the undergrowth. You know. Which one's going to do more damage to ground nesting birds? A cyclist who needs to see what he's riding over, or a dog, runner, walker who's just crashing their way through the bracken and the undergrowth. You know, it's a ridiculous thing, isn't it? How we can pigeonhole people. The truth is, I think all of us, no matter how we use the forest, don't do things intentionally, I'm sure. Maybe we should be a bit more careful. I think generally our group, people we ride with, we tend to stick to the tracks. I say on a bike, you need to know what your front wheel's going to hit. Otherwise, your ride's going to be pretty short. You're going to have to keep getting up all the time, aren't you? But, I think it's easy, isn't it, for the local paper? Oh shit. Right, yeah, cool. Yeah, I think it's quite easy for the local paper to get there. Yeah, a pound of flesh out of a cyclist headline. That won't change. But hopefully, most of us, well, everybody, no matter what your idea of leisure and fun is, whether it be driving through the forest, enjoying the views, riding through the forest, walking with your dog, taking photos. Hopefully we all understand that actually we're all pretty good, I think. Leave no trace and all that. Do we leave rubbish lying around? I don't think so. We certainly don't. Yeah. Anyway. Up to the deer sanctuary at Boulderwood. There's a bit of a shadow on the road. That's good news, isn't it? Let's hope so. Let's hope so. Yes, there's a bit of chat going around at the moment about going away next April. We've already sort of got half a plan for April. Might be able to meet up with somebody you'll probably have heard of. But also on the group, they're talking about maybe going to Girona for some gravel. Yeah, so a couple of options. I'm not sure what. I don't know. I think we're quite prescriptive. Is that the word? No. We know what we like. Julie and I. We like days where we can ride if we want to, and days where we can sit by the pool, go shopping, sightseeing on the days in between. I don't know about Girona. Not been there. So I understand the gravel riding is top class. Absolutely brilliant. No doubt stunning views in the mountains. What are we on? Yeah, I won't look again. 12% at the minute. Anyway, yeah, I'm sure it's amazing. However, all the videos I've found talk about how it takes like 45 minutes to get out of the city. It's busy. It's meh, you know. So if we want to go to Girona, we have to think about how we might entertain ourselves, yeah, when we're not riding on rest days. Everyone else that's going, it's possible they're just going for the riding. They might want to ride every day. I certainly wouldn't want to do that. I'm sure Julie wouldn't either. Doesn't mean anything. We just pick and choose the rides we want to go on. But it's, yeah, how to entertain ourselves on the rest days. You know, there's sort of been mention of just getting bed and breakfast at an Ibis or something, which obviously could be the cheap option. Nothing wrong with that. You know, we're going there for the riding, the views. So as long as we've got a bed and a warm shower, yeah, what else do you need from a hotel? But of course, I've just said that, having just said we like a pool, a bar, being somewhere we can find entertainment, maybe a beach. And I think that's why for us Mallorca works so well. It is road cycling light, isn't it? It's nothing like what the pros ride, but it has that feeling, doesn't it? It's all very manageable, 5%, most of it. You know, not too long. I know Puig Mayor is, what is it, 9 miles or something? But that's okay. We've ridden up there. It wasn't a good day. We definitely need to do that again. Happier times and all that. But you're never more than 15 kilometres from a cafe. There's always plenty of other cyclists about, so you're not deserted in the middle of nowhere. And you've always got a beach just down the road, a hotel with a pool, a restaurant, and other places you can go for sightseeing. It just has it all. Now, if you want to go to Girona, obviously for training purposes, very prescriptive, days laid out, and then nutrition on point and all that sort of thing. That makes sense to me. I think it offers more if you want to train. But for us, it would be a break. So we got a little bit of chatting to do and a little bit of thinking to do. A little bit of research. I think the other thing is that, strangely, we have fantastic gravel in this country. Yeah, we don't have it with mountain views and alpine passes and what have you. I get that. But we have fantastic gravel. I think another appeal of Mallorca is that what we don't have in this country is smooth roads, manageable, fast, beautiful, smooth, clean roads in an alpine setting, in the mountains, fantastic views. We just don't have that. Road riding in Mallorca is different to anything else we've ever done. We enjoy it. It's not to say it won't get old, once we've sort of ridden everywhere several times. We're certainly not at that point. Yeah, the warmth on your back, the goats, just everything about it is almost like a mini adventure, isn't it? But easy. It's really easy. You're never a million miles from anywhere. If anything goes wrong, you know, if I had to, I could easily walk, you know, 10 kilometres to the next village. The buses over there, Mallorca buses, are just fantastic. We went to Rhodes and we went to Portugal. Honestly, the bus, well, there was no bus service, not really. In Rhodes, I think there was 3 in the day. And if you missed the last one at 5 o'clock, you're in trouble. Taxi. Portugal, we didn't see a bus. Yeah, we just didn't see it. So, yeah, I think Mallorca has so much going for it. It really does. Now, I don't know how that compares to other places. I do wonder, actually, about getting a cheap package to Benidorm and chucking the bikes on. There's supposed to be some good riding in the mountains around Benidorm, and you haven't got to sort of ride for an hour to get to it. Benidorm is a place I don't think is actually that big. I mean, it's a huge resort, but I don't think the town as such is massive, so you can be out in the good stuff pretty quick. Right, weight off the seat. Let's not hit any of these bumps too hard. It's getting cold down in here. The sun's gone in. That's a bit annoying because it was out while I was coming up through the trees. All right, you're stopping, are you, or not? Yeah, we're not the typical Brits abroad, but I think when it comes to people watching, places like Benidorm, Arenal, in Mallorca, places like that, yeah, they can be fascinating, can't they? And let's be honest, people watching is one of the best things ever. Got work going on. Busy, busy, busy. Whew. Yeah, burning off the roots and the stumps. Okay, how are we doing? Still going. Well done. Battery life's good on these DJI cameras. Nearly there. Come on, Shadow. Nearly there, aren't you? I can just see a haze under the front wheel. Now this is one of the highest spots in the forest. In fact, there's a trigonometry point over there somewhere. So it could well be the highest point. Well, I thought there was. I'm sure I've seen a trigonometry point up here somewhere. Anyway, here we are, heading back into Ringwood, past the red chute. What are we on? We're on 28 miles, so 27 and a half, sorry. So maybe, no, I don't think I'm going to go around Fording Bridge. Just go head straight back home. I do have a few things to do today. Oh, it's starting to warm up now, actually. Yeah, just the start of a shadow down there on the floor. Everything's brightening up. Bit of contrast in all the bushes. Yes, I can almost see the outline of a wheel. Perfect. Nothing behind. Nice. I can't see any bulges. The line of the tread where it meets the tan wall looks to be pretty good. nothing obvious. So far so good. Right, car's starting to catch up. Not coming close, so obviously not in any kind of hurry. I'm doing 23. $26. It's actually a real surprise to me that places like this are still a 40-mile-an-hour limit. Right, I need to take the road here because the bumps in the verges, I need to be able to negotiate. The road widens at the bottom, I'll get out of the way, but for now I need to be able to miss the bumps. I'm doing over 30 miles an hour anyway, so they'd have to be going a fair lick to get past. In fact, I've dropped them, so yeah, no worries. I'm not holding anybody up, that's the main thing. Right, I still haven't caught up. Once we get over this crest, there's a flat bit and another crest, and then the road is wide open. So I'll just hold them off for a little bit longer, and then it's all theirs. All right, nothing else behind. Have a good look. No, there isn't. Oh, I love it through here. Look how brown all the bracken and ferns are. Yeah, they got no coverage here, so they get the cold. Doesn't take them long to change. Anything behind? No. Good. Just concentrate on what's ahead. Right, even with my weight on the front wheel, I can't see any problem. Constantly looking behind me here. With the little dips and the corners, it's quite easy to lose a cyclist for a moment. It's pretty narrow, so cars do come the other way a fair old lick. Yeah, it can be a bit hairy through here at times, but when it's like this, just amazing. Bit of sun, autumn colours, feeling good, absolutely flying. Well, I feel like I am. I know by some people's standards, you know, it's nothing but bumps. We'll miss those if we can. Poor bike. But by my standards, that was fun. Racing through there like that. Right, let's have a look. Both the tyres look okay. I don't think I've lost any air. Didn't feel like it as I was coming around there, but I think considering the situation, it's not a bad idea just to check. Oh, it's time, 8:30. Julie's swimming this morning, so she'll be at the gym. She goes to different gyms around town. Oh, big hole now. Yeah, she's got a membership that covers several gyms, so she can pick and choose. Not quite sure where she's gone today, but maybe a little down. Oh, stone in the road. Let's not do that again. Yeah, so I probably get back probably just after Julie. I'm going to stop for a coffee, so it might take me a little bit longer to get back. Probably go down Matcham's Lane. It'll be after 9 o'clock by then. I don't know that I want to go down Matcham's Lane now. I think be a bit busy before 9 o'clock. But yeah, quick coffee in Ringwood. Hopefully find somewhere where I can sit in the sun. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? And yeah, I'll head home. Yeah, Julie's got a rest day today apparently, and her rest day comprises of swimming in the morning, probably dig in the garden, and then keep fit class in the afternoon. Yeah, she's not really getting it, to be honest. She's not really understanding what a rest day is. To her, it's a spare day where you can fit things in. To me, a rest day is where I maybe walk to the shops, maybe do less strenuous things, let's say. Am I going to stop or should I just crack on? I don't know. I'm not sure I want to get cold, you see. I'll tell you what we'll do, we'll go down Ringwood High Street, and if there's a seat in the sun, I'll stop. If there isn't, I'll crack on. Ba-boom. Okay. I know it's my priority at roundabouts, but little roundabouts like that, I always look left and check because, of course, drivers tend to just straight line them. It's strange really. The front tyre sounds a bit noisier, but I'm sure it's my imagination. Possibly because I've got more wind or less wind in my ears at the minute. I can hear more. Or is it the cycling gods just tweaking my anxiety about the front tyre? Could be, couldn't it? Okay. Now the sun's gone in, you see. Oh, I didn't miss that, did I? Oh yeah, looking up to see if the sun was out. Went straight through a pothole. Pay attention, kids. There it is. Can see the orange of the underside of the patch, I must admit, so it is gaping a bit, but that's okay. A very unremarkable egg on toast, soggy toast, horrible thin white bread stuff, but on this occasion it is just fuel. So that's a double egg on toast day so far, morning, but only 900 calories consumed so far and 1800 expended. So I've got a good deficit going already today. Does mean I can afford myself a little bit of luxury later, maybe. I don't know, we'll see. Had a good look at the tyre. It's all right, it's okay. And actually, looking at the marks, the split isn't as long as I thought it was. There is definitely a cut, but only the top half has actually gone all the way through. Morning. Yeah, so not quite, not quite as a desperate situation as I thought it was. Yeah, with the patch on the inside, it's actually sort of stretched open slightly where I've inflated it, and you can see the underside of the patch, the orange, so you can see better how much of a split it is. I didn't really want to push anything through it when I was fixing it because I didn't want to make it worse. But like I said earlier, Primera Sports should have a new one for me today. And then this one can go in the bin. No, it really has to go in the bin. I know what I'm like, I'll keep it as a spare, but no, it's got to go in the bin. Okay. Bloody hell, it's cold. I sort of wish I hadn't stopped now. I did cool down. Maybe I shouldn't have done. In fact, it feels colder now than when I went out this morning. But then we are in Ringwood. Ringwood's a bit higher up. It doesn't have the influence of the sea to keep it warm like Bournemouth does. Yeah, so let's not worry about that too much. I just assume it's going to get warmer the further along this road we go. And it's gone 9 o'clock now, so hopefully less traffic. Anyway. Cold dripping nose. Not from the effort, but just because it's flipping freezing. Yeah, it is much colder now. We had the sun, didn't we, across the forest? It's like it's a different day. Really is. Okay, here we go. Yeah, chip seal along here. Horrible road surface, very draggy. But in my current situation, it's just extra calories burnt, isn't it? Bigger deficit, higher fat burn, hopefully. I've already spoken with Chaz, given him the stats for the ride so far. He's come up with a post-ride plan, hydration, recovery. And of course, we've been working together now for a while. And I don't know if it's my imagination, but I feel like things are getting tweaked. The more I hand over the information, the ride info, body composition, the more things are getting tailored. So the hydration plan and what have you for after the rides just changed slightly. Could be my imagination. But I guess as I'm losing weight, percentages of body fat, muscle mass, that sort of thing change. So maybe the requirements do change slightly. Legs are starting to wake up now. They are screaming a little bit actually, but I'll just keep pushing, they'll shut up. Car back. No, we're good. Right, go on then. Go on. No? Oh well. Stuck behind me now, aren't you? Through the windy bits now. Yeah. Right. More cars. That we're good. All right, ease off a little bit. Let the stomach catch up. Yeah, so I've had a bit of a GI issue, let's say, over the last 10 days. Obviously posted to Chaz, saying as he's pretty much in charge of my diet. Not what I eat, that's my choice, but between us, you know, and he took me off the protein shakes straight away. Yeah. Yeah, and suggested other food. Sometimes I listened, sometimes I didn't. But I've had a similar problem in the past. I say problem, I guess everybody gets a little bit of something every now and then, don't they? But yeah, came off the protein shakes. A bit more soluble fibre, a few other bits and pieces, and it's all good. Cleared up really quick actually. I expected to be out of action for a couple of days and then sort of living with it and dealing with it for a few days either side of that, but that didn't happen. And I think this is the thing, it's that knowledge base, you know? There's no way, without really studying and getting deep into the science of how the body works, that I can have this information at my fingertips, you know? And of course the great thing about AI is it is quite conversational in a way. And as you've heard me say before many times, conversation is everything, I think. It really is. So having that conversational back and forth, gradually, you know, the story evolved and the symptoms evolved, and within a very short time actually, between us, we'd come up with a plan, and just things became a bit more obvious of what I needed to do. sort of foods I needed to eat. I'm eating a bit more rice, no bread, though today obviously I'm back on the bread again. Hopefully it won't have a detrimental effect. Bread is the enemy. Don't laugh, I'm telling you, bread is the enemy. Yeah, empty calories, okay for energy, but no nutrients. So what's the point? Find something else that gives you energy and nutrients. But anyway, it sounds like one about to go out. Yeah. Let's have a look. Yeah, they're just on their way out, taxiing to the end of the runway. What is it? A Jet 2, I think. Ah, he's waiting for that little Cessna to come in. So there's a Cessna coming in. There's a Jet 2 on the taxiway. Yeah, bloody fantastic being able to fly out of Bournemouth now. Thank you, Jet 2. Just amazing. Saves us having to go to Bristol. Saves us having to put up with the TUI admin. Yeah, for some reason, you'd think TUI would be on the case, wouldn't you? But when it comes to bikes and things, the admin is a nightmare. And then there's hidden charges they don't tell you about. With Jet 2, easy peasy. Just log it on the app. Bikes, golf clubs, whatever it is, sports equipment. And yeah, 70 quid per bike gets you to and from, no hidden charges. That's it. So for the two of us, it adds 140 quid onto the holiday. We haven't got to worry about hiring. We've got our own bikes. There's something about getting on your own bike. It doesn't matter how close a fit they try and get in the hire shops. Yeah, when we have hired bikes, it's just not the same. It just isn't, is it? But anyway, like I was saying, yeah, Chaz really helped me out, and I was able to get across the symptoms and what have you in a much more relaxed fashion. You know, when you call 111 or whatever the NHS service is, I should think they're up against it. They need to, oh well, good, let's go. You know, they need to do so many calls an hour probably, they've got targets and what have you. So you don't get that sort of easy conversational sort of relay of information. Let's go this way. Am I going to walk over? Yeah, let's go through the mud, shall we? It hasn't rained since we went through it at the weekend. I'll just shoulder my bike and walk over. I've got my walking shoes on, haven't I? Yeah, so, yeah, with ChatGPT, with Chaz, the transfer of information and that sort of going through the symptoms, you know, and he'd come back and say, is this happening, is that happening? And I was able to properly relay in my own time. Oh, it's just brilliant. Never a replacement for the human touch, I know that. Because even if you take photographs and upload, they can't see, they can't sort of poke about, they can't examine fully like a human can. But yeah, really useful, really helpful, cleared up in no time. I was so pleased about that. I don't know what brought it on. It might be the whey protein, I suppose. It's something I'm not used to. It's a byproduct, isn't it? It's not actual real food, is it? It is ultra processed, let's be honest. And the whole point of the diet that I'm doing at the moment is to not have ultra processed foods, is to stick to whole foods. I always think that's a little bit of a misnomer, that one, because whole foods almost indicates like organic or whatever, but of course all it really means is ingredients. I'm sure somebody in the food industry said, let's put them under pressure, let's call it whole foods and get the word out there that everything's whole foods, because then we can put whole grain and whole this and whole that on our packaging and everybody will think it's the same thing. Because these big companies, they're bloody smart, aren't they? They're not stupid. Right, I'm just gonna let him go. Yeah. This is the thing, isn't it? People say about governments letting big companies get away with this, that and the other. I'm sure half the time it's because big companies pay very clever people a lot of money to get around these rules and regulations, or to fly very close to the wind, you know what I mean? So yeah, I don't think it's quite the conspiracy that a lot of people think it is, but yeah, certainly they know how to get away with stuff, don't they? With their wording, they're very precise. They hide the bad stuff, put the good stuff up front, you know? Just like Facebook, really, isn't it? You know, people put their life on Facebook. They only really talk about the good stuff. And if they talk about the bad stuff, it's not necessarily to help others, it's because they want the sympathy, I don't know. I'm not sure. But everybody's living their best life or their very worst life, aren't they, on social media. Not many people are just living their actual life. So, Pig Chute Lane. Yeah, Julie and I were discussing this the other day. We don't know if it's been changed from Pig Chute Lane to Pig Chute, or if Pig Chute actually does mean something. Is Pig Chute where they actually shoot pigs, or did once upon a time? Or is Pig Chute like cattle drove? It's a chute, you put the, I don't know. This is the thing, you see. I don't know. But things like that did start a conversation. And conversations are good. Right. We'll ride around the first bit. Julie's not here to go on the rope swing. I'm not going on the rope swing. It would have to be a much heavier tree than that for me to trust it. Whew. Come on, pay attention. It's funny, isn't it, how nature takes back, doesn't it? When this was first laid out, we used to ride side by side through here. Yeah, but nature is taking it back gradually. All right. Right, so the average speed today has been 17.1. I'm telling you that now because for those of you who are interested in that sort of thing, it's about to drop drastically because I'm going to have to get off and walk here. So there we go. Right, I don't want shoes full of mud, do I? So, see, this is why I'd never be any good at cyclocross, because I always dismount on the wrong side. Yeah, I'm going to have to learn. Well, I'm not going to have to learn, so I'm not going to do cyclocross. I'd like to do cyclocross. I don't think I'd like to race cyclocross, but, you know, if there was like a cyclocross open day, come and have a go type thing, yeah, I'd quite enjoy that, I think. You could imagine me on cyclocross. Yeah, I'd be quite powerful on some of it. But yeah, I'd be absolutely dreadful in the corners. Oh dear, fancy trying to turn 120 kilograms on a muddy corner. Be like trying to turn a super tanker, wouldn't it? So, but yeah, a couple of hours of riding around in a field, it's just for a bit of fun. Yeah, I'd probably have a go at that. Of course, it does mean I'd have to buy a new bike. Look at all the, you can see where people have slid. Yeah. Boop-a-doop-a-doop. That's right, it's just my wahoo taunting me. God, you're slow. Why are you going so slow? I can't be bothered to even track this bit. If this is the speed you're going to do, I don't know why I bother. Yeah, that's kind of what it's saying, isn't it? There we go. A little less cleaning to do when I get home, hopefully. I might go straight to Primera actually and see if the tyre's in. Or I could just wait. It doesn't matter, does it? I'm not going to ride it again today. I'll just go up there later. Might even walk. Just wake the legs up again. Yeah, what I don't want to do is go home, sit down and seize up. Oh my good God. The state of this. I should have gone around that. You can see where people slide off the ridges and that. That said, that looks like a pretty chunky tyre, so it's probably a mountain bike. So probably okay. Okay, I should have gone the other way, shouldn't I? Right. Sorry, mate, I'm going to have to get your tyres dirty. I know. You're a road bike. I do understand. However, this is the way it is just at the moment. I've come this far without getting rained on or dirty, so I don't really want to slip over right at the end, do I? That said, if you're going to get wet and mucky, it might as well be at the end, isn't it? Oh, I got it in. Yeah, SPD pedals for the win. Mountain bike SPDs, of course. Yeah. That's the way they're designed. Oh, hello. Yeah, that's the way they're designed. And they work. So what are we down to now? Oh yeah, we're down to 16.6. So we've lost half a mile an hour average walking across there. Lovely and peaceful. What a wonderful place. Not even any, oh no, there's a fisherman over the other side. You usually get fishermen along here. I think the other side it's sort of like licensed angling. I don't know if it's like paid for, if you need a a card or whatever. That's this side, I'm not so sure. There doesn't seem to be any kind of restriction to the river on this side. So I guess anybody could just rock up and chuck their rod in, I don't know. Okay. Warm up, get ready for the day. What are we on? On 9:45. That's condensation on the discs, isn't it? Because the mud wasn't that deep. Thought I heard voices. Ooh. Maybe I didn't. Just my imagination. Ooh. Right, back on the road. If I go the flat route, slightly longer, or just straight up the hill. Let's go straight up the hill. They're probably about the same time. It's just one's flat and one's hilly. Now this one must be much shorter actually. Okay, well this bit's slightly downhill. Heading down towards the Broadway. Several Broadways in Bournemouth, or BCP I should say these days. Yeah, I think this one's Broadway Lane. And Julie and I, our first property that we bought together was in that estate over there. Yeah. So I've never really been very far from Bournemouth. I lived just across the border in Poole for a year. I'll be honest, other than sort of the start of our relationship together and building that with Julie, that year was probably the worst year of my life. But not because I was living in Poole, but because all sorts of things were going on. I didn't really know, not how to handle it. I didn't try and handle it at all. I was just myself, you know, and maybe didn't take others' needs and wishes into consideration. But I think you do that when you're a teenager, don't you? Yeah, I'm very happy with where we are now. The house needs a bit of attention. We're not those people that need to have a perfect house and have people come round and compliment us about it and all that sort of thing. To us, it's a place to live. It's a place to enjoy life from, rather than enjoy life in. We've always been outdoors more than indoors. We've always preferred to get out and do things. It's not always been cycling. We don't really entertain. That's certainly not been our thing ever. So yeah, our house isn't our palace, as it were. I know every man's home is his castle and all that sort of thing. But it served us well. It's been perfect. It's a bit like the car. It's perfect for what we want. Forget the badge. Forget the gizmos and the gadgets it's got. It's just perfect for what we do. 3 bikes, 3 adults. We're never going to need more than that, are we? Right, what have we got? Ooh, quick. Yeah, no problem. House is the same. It was big enough to bring up the family. It was an absolute wreck when we bought it. It's not now. Still a bit of a building site in places. But we modernised it. Internet, networking, electrics, central heating. It serves us very well. I have no reason to think about moving. We don't need to downsize. You're all right, don't worry. Morning. That said, I don't really have any excuse other than riding the bike for not finishing some of the jobs that need doing. Not now I've got time. I think with a lot of things in life, you've either got time but you haven't got the energy, or you've got the energy but you haven't got time. Really? Really? Anyway, there you go. Bit of a talky one today, wasn't it? Bit of verbal diarrhea along the way. But what's that going to be? 44 miles. Early morning. Coffee, egg on toast. I mean, you know, life doesn't get much better than that, does it? This is a good start to the day. Let's hope it continues that way.